This video, Northern Thailand Experience, will inspire you in planning the perfect 2-week itinerary to Northern Thailand. Travelling to Northern Thailand, just for a short trip, maybe a couple of weeks, and you're in the planning stage. This video will help you plan the perfect itinerary that will maximise your time in this beautiful part of the kingdom. Hi, I'm Pete Greenhalgh, world traveller, adventurer, volunteer, granddad and photographer, and welcome to my home and office on the banks of the beautiful Maroochy River, Queensland. I've been privileged to travel the world since I was 18 years old, and through my channel I will share some experiences and up-to-date information on various destinations. So if you're like me and love to travel and experience different cultures, then you owe it to yourself to subscribe to this channel so we can learn about and experience this beautiful world together. So until we speak again, please be safe and happy. We all know Thailand. Some dream of visiting this country and others are frequent visitors. Thailand means different things to many different people. To some, it's all about the nightlife and the parties. For others, it's about experiencing the tranquil beauty of the Northern Highlands. And for others, they come here for the food and to escape the fast pace and pressures of life. Okay, it's day one and I've just arrived in Bangkok. The heat, the sights, the smells, and the fact that I had spent the better part of the day travelling, I decided the best thing to do was to get settled in my hotel. Just relax, maybe have a swim, followed by a cold beer in the rooftop bar and watch the sunset over the Bangkok skyline. After re-energising, I head out to Khao San Road, have a few beers and experience the craziness of Bangkok. I grabbed some street food and just enjoyed my first night here, until I hit a wall and returned to my hotel and bed. The next morning, after a delicious breakfast, I prepare for the day's activities. Today, I'll be concentrating on some of the amazing monuments and attractions Bangkok has to offer. My first stop is the Grand Palace. The Grand Palace is a stunning complex of historical buildings that was the residence for the royal family for over 250 years. The palace is still used today for state and ceremonial events. The palace was built in 1782 by King Rama and subsequently added to by succeeding royals. From the palace, I travel to Bangkok's Chinatown for some lunch and a look around. Have you ever wondered why there are so many Chinatowns spread all over the world? From the 16th century, Chinese people settled in countries and areas all over the world. These settlements were the result of expanding trade routes from China for silk and spices to Europe. Chinatowns expanded to other countries in the 18th and 19th centuries as a result of gold rushes in the US and Australia. I soon move on to my next destination, Wat Po. Wat Po is one of Bangkok's largest and certainly oldest temples and houses over 1,000 images of Buddha. The exact age of this monument is unknown, however it was here before Bangkok was established in the mid-19th century. Wat Po is also known as the Temple of the Reclining Buddha. My final destination for the day is to witness the sunset over Wat Arun, So I take a short walk back towards the river. From here it's back to the hotel for a few beers and an early night. Tomorrow I head off on a day trip. This morning I hire a car and a driver for the day. I'm travelling about an hour and a half, 80 kilometres north of Bangkok, to the site of the former capital of Siam, Ayutthaya. Ayutthaya is not a large area. It's easy to get around either by foot or bicycle, or maybe by a more traditional method. Ayutthaya was the centre of power in Siam from 1351 to 1767. The kingdom was considered to be one of the three greatest powers in Asia in the 16th century. After a 14-month siege, the city fell to the Burmese forces and was completely destroyed, ending a 417-year-old empire. Next morning, back in Bangkok, I woke early again to travel about an hour and a half southwest to visit several markets and canals. First I'd visit the Meek Long Railway Market and nearby floating market. The railway market is a hub of activity until and then it's back to normal. Okay, it's back to Bangkok and time for one more activity for the day. A water taxi tour of Bangkok's waterways and canals. Dubbed the Venice of the East, Bangkok has an extensive network of waterways and should not be overlooked when visiting Bangkok. It's also a convenient and cheap way of getting around the city. You can meet some of the friendly locals. And visit the floating markets. These canals were once used as the primary way of transporting goods and people around the city. The next morning I find myself at the airport looking for a coffee. I'm preparing to fly north to the mountains, to Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is one of the North's largest cities and one of the coolest. The whole city has a laid-back attitude and is flanked by beautiful mountains. And the old city is surrounded by a charming moat. The modern part of the city offers boutique hotels, expat-friendly neighbourhoods, amazing cafes, bars and restaurants. After doing my reconnaissance, I scurry back to the hotel and settle in for the night. The next morning I travel 2.5 hours by motorbike to the highest point in Thailand, Doi Internon Peak. Part of Doi Internon National Park. The fact is, these mountains are the fringe ranges for the Himalayas and are steeped in natural beauty. Historic temples and nature trails. So it's day 2 in Chiang Mai. After breakfast, I grab a tuk-tuk for the day, go sightseeing. There is so much to see and do in Chiang Mai. It's not possible to do it all in a few days, but here are some of the highlights. The next morning I drove 2.5 hours, 130 kilometres to my next destination, Pai. This area is full of natural wonders, history and culture. My first stop is Pai Canyon. This natural formation has been formed over millions of years by rain and wind, resulting in deep gullies and channels. The next day I take in the sights around the area, and there's plenty to see. Favoured by locals and tourists, Saigon Hot Springs has crystal clear water, pleasant temperatures in amazing surroundings. After 2 days in Pai, I hit the road again for a 5.5 hour, 250 kilometre drive to Chiang Rai. Home to some of the most stunning temples I've ever seen, Chiang Rai, Thailand's northernmost city, was established in 1262. I start my 2-day visit by visiting Chiang Rai's most well-known temple, the White Temple. The White Temple is located 20 minutes southwest of Chiang Rai city. It's constructed of concrete painted white with flecks of glass embedded in the surface, giving the temple a shimmering appearance. And next, the Blue Temple. This temple is one of the prettiest temples I've ever seen. It's a modern temple, only completed in 2016. However, its striking design and vivid colours make it well worth the visit. A bit of sightseeing the next day while I'm waiting to go to the airport for my return flight to Bangkok. I hope you have enjoyed my journey to Northern Thailand. I only hope that I've paid justice to the charm and beauty of this region. Perhaps you can let me know if I've achieved the same by leaving a comment. Thanks for watching. If you love travelling or learning about exotic countries, you owe it to yourself to subscribe to this channel so we can learn and experience this beautiful world together. So until we chat again, please stay safe and happy travels.